And we're back at her today. It's pretty nice out. 15 degrees, probably way overdressed. We got almost half of the holes for the workshop done yesterday. Didn't take us that long. What do you think, like half the day? About half the day. Brian got how many holes? 4 holes to my 2. I'm still working on my last one, actually. Intruders in my hole.
Intruders?
Yeah. Leaves.
What do you got?
Leaves.
Leaves.
Alright, I still got a bit to go here. Anyways. Okay, so we gotta get these holes dug today, and then maybe we'll go rent the cement mixer. Yeah? You
Yeah.
Garcia?
I think so.
He doesn't want to do it by hand.
Looking promising.
Yeah.
I'm already starting on my first hole for the day.
Let's get it.
Borrow this dirty old crowbar.
So we had to take a little break to go to town and get a breaker bar because the holes are kicking our butts. There's stones in here, rocks, like huge rocks, that are just breaking our backs. And we're having a really hard time getting them out. I'm gonna show you what we're dealing with here. Look at that thing.
So I've already been able to like break chunks off of it, off the side. Literally like the tube is gonna go right here, and I just need to take off this edge here, and it looks like it's chipping off pretty nicely into like big flakes like this.
Sweet. Yeah, it's kind of like sandy looking almost in it.
Sand, quartz, iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Volcanic ash. Bum bum bum. Is that helping?
Yep, I just broke some more off. Like, there it goes.
Bit by bit.
Bit by bit. This one's just so big
It's a monster.
that if we take it out completely, we'll have a lot of backfilling to do.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like, it seems to go on.
Probably goes all the way over to here because when I saw you beating it with the crowbar,
Uh-huh.
it was shaking the ground like over here where these rocks are. He's got sparks flying off this thing. We struck flint. Flint.
We had a jackhammer. Just go, but this is better than not having one.
You're doing great, babe.
I almost have it. I've got the hole deep enough, but these 2 big pieces right here, they were here on the left side, and I was just hitting on a straight line, just like I'm hitting down here on this straight line, and it stresses the rock and then cracks it at some point. So it's almost ready to crack. But this hole's deep enough, and I tested it with the tube, and I just have that one little hang up right there.
Yeah.
And then once we get the tube in, we'll backfill this whole area and tamp it in.
Good job.
Cool, huh?
Every hole. Lately. Last few holes have had monster rocks. Pain in the ass. cool, though, if you didn't know.
Thank you.
Thank you. Whoa, cool. This is like red clay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Have you noticed how moist the soil is down there?
Yeah.
That means the soil holds moisture really, really nicely,
Wow.
which will be great for growing stuff.
That's cool. This is beautiful. Imagine the crafts we can make.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, these rocks are so cool. Oh, is that it? Oh, so close. So close. All right, a little bit on the edges. Whew.
There we go, y'all. That is the last hole to dig. I gotta say, the breaker bar did help a whole lot with that. Next up, Aaron's starting to collect rocks for the bottom of the holes. We're just gonna use
Stealing them from the driveway.
the driveway. That should work. We're gonna do about 2 inches in the bottom. I'm gonna reset our level or our little square so that we can find the depth of 18 inches. So that'll give us about 2 inches of rocks. And then we'll tamp them in and see how that goes. Whew.
I'm not getting all the leaves out.
Oh, that's fine.
It doesn't matter if you get dirt.
No, it's fine. You can get as much gravel as possible.
So Brian's gonna move our depth set down 2 inches. So now we'll put 2 inches of the gravel into the bottom of the hole. That might do it, what I just did there. And then we're gonna put the depth setter in and make sure that's 18 inches.
Yep.
The holes were dug to 20. 2 inches of gravel makes an 18.
That one should do fine.
Yeah.
It sticks out the other side, so just be careful.
All right, you wanna check my hole?
Oh yeah.
Oh!
Nope.
Oh.
It needs to, whenever,
Needs more?
yeah, whenever we look in the bottom of the hole here,
That needs to touch the
this
bottom.
needs to touch the rocks in the bottom.
Oh, we're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there.
That should really do it. A little more?
Yeah, maybe 2 more scoops.
Alright, let's work on the holes together. No, I'll dig them. I'm going to measure them and tamp them.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, let's measure. Boom, nice. So it just touches the bottom.
One done.
Perfect. Perfect.
Sweet.
So mark 18. And then I'll rotate it every quarter. And then just put a line at 18.
If you roll it, if I roll it, then
Okay.
it'll be easier than you rolling it.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
So now we'll cut that one, and then
I'll get the next one.
when I cut it, you'll set it in the hole.
Oh, okay.
And then this is gonna shoot straight at you, so hold on this end. There you go. And put that in the hole. Oh, did I mention that this is actually being powered off of our bus, off of our Battleborn batteries?
Woo!
So that just means that the inverter is strong enough, our Victron 3000 watt inverter, and we've got enough amp hours and watts on our batteries to be able to take care of doing things like sawing. Pretty cool.
Really cool. One sec. Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
There we go. This one's 31, and this is hole number 6 that way, second to the last.
Oh, the special hole.
All right, that one's going to hole number 1.
Hole number 1. Number 1 meaning. Sorry.
Let's start on the back row, and we're gonna just go all the way across.
Okay, back row closest to us.
Back row, southwest corner.
Okay. I'm just putting it in the center.
Yeah, put it inside the tube. Just set it in there. All right, this one needs to go in 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 4th one over.
Okay.
On the back row.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, it's supposed to rain tonight, like a half an inch. So, sorry, I didn't mean to blind you guys. So we have to go outside, and we're gonna put a tarp over the entire area, over top of the holes, and then put some stones down to keep the tarp down. And hopefully we don't flood out our holes with mud or something. Okay, I gotta go out and help Brian, and I'm not gonna bring you guys with us because it is far too dark for you to see what we're doing. So we'll show you in the morning what we did, okay? Wish us luck. I don't know if you guys are gonna see any of this. You see that? I have my red headlamp on. Oh, there it is. You see that? There it is. Can they see it?
Yeah, they can see a little bit of it. So we put tarp through here, all the way to the other side, and all the way across. It's one solid piece.
Tarp around rocks.
Yeah.
Or use rocks.
Here's what the perimeter looks like.
Should these be tighter to the hole?
No, I was thinking that as long as it's further in back, it'll prevent water from flowing that direction. So maybe this could be. There you go, y'all. We'll see what happens. We're supposed to get 0.4 inches overnight.
Wish us luck. Hope you're thinking about us.
Yeah.
With your fingers crossed. Make sure you cross your fingers.
Cross. Yeah. We're working hard here.
All your fingers and toes, make sure they're crossed for us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Love you. Night-night.
Night-night. Back into the bus. Y'all, the day has come. We ran out of water last night. I was trying to wash my hands, and water stopped coming out of the faucet and the pump just continued to run. So this is a predicament because our rainwater catchment system, not quite set up yet. We had some rain last night while we were finishing up. Like right before we finished up, it started raining. And so we rushed out here and set out the tarp. There's what it looks like. Basically, we bought a roll of 6 mil poly, 100 foot long, 20 feet wide. And then we lined it with rocks to hold it and keep it from blowing down. And so that seemed to do pretty good. And now we've got to fill all of these concrete tubes with concrete. But first we need water. And so we've got a few water containers that'll work. They're 6 gallon. I think we have about 54 gallons total in between the 6 and 5 gallon ones that we have. But the problem is trying to get it to induct into the tank because we don't really have a pressurized water source out here right now. And so until we do have like our rainwater catchment set up, we have to be able to fill our 100 gallon freshwater tank here. And so I think what we're gonna do is set up this pump to fill up this tank. Now I got this idea from Randy Knapp. If you want to check out their channel, we got a link in the description. And Randy set that water pump up to suck water out of the totes of water and push it into the tank. So instead of buying a separate pump like he did, what I was thinking of doing is splicing into this existing system, put a couple ball valves in, and see if we can't get this pump to do that job. So right here is the intake side of the pump, and here's the discharge side. So what I was thinking of doing is taking a little bit more of this braided hose and splicing into the intake side with a T, and then have this hose be the suction portion of the induction system to induct the water out of the 5 gallon and 6 gallon jugs into the freshwater holding tank. Now on the discharge side of the pump, we have this hose bib right here, which I have not plumbed yet. And I think I haven't plumbed it yet because we're going to utilize that for the discharge side. So originally I was going to plumb this to the hose bib so that it bypasses the filters and the hose bib doesn't necessarily need to be filtered water, which is fine and great. So we're gonna plumb that in, and then we're gonna be able to turn off the ball valve going to the filters so that water doesn't flow through there and just flows up through to the hose bib. Now, we probably don't have to close that off. Like we can leave it on that way. The water upstairs, the filtered water still works, but that's how the water will come out of the hose bib. Now, once the water comes out of the hose bib, we can then hook our small garden hose here from the hose bib to the intake on the tank. And that's the idea that I have, working off of what Randy already did, but without having to buy another pump. Thanks for the idea, Randy. Appreciate you, brother. I'm also gonna replace this housing, or the filter in the housing, while I'm at it. All right, so I've got the tank to pump closed. I've got the filter bypass valve shut. I also have the main water shut off, and I disconnected the power to the UV filter just because we might lose water in that while we're making these adjustments. And there's what a new one looks like and the used one looks like. This has been going since April of 2021 and it's currently November. And then this one's brand new. Supposedly these filters can last for up to 100,000 gallons of water or 3 months. So we're definitely not going to use 100,000 gallons of water in 3 months. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go for a while with these and see how it goes. So I think we got our use out of that one, but we'll get a new one installed today. See what Saren's up to. What you got going on, girl?
Making little channels to direct the water out.
Oh, cool.
Not getting soaked.
Awesome.
I'm just trying not to dump the water directly into the holes.
That's a good idea.
If I set up like a couple channels, then we should be able to direct the water with the tarp.
That's a great idea.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it there. We're gonna shoot for this one right here, okay?
Okay, do you want
Well, we
it
can shoot for this one first.
we could just, yeah. Lift that corner, that edge over there. Closer to the...
Well, I'm gonna like kinda...
Yay, it's dry under here.
Yay! Oh, it's really dry under here.
Yeah.
I wonder if we... Okay, so the tarp is off. We're super grateful. The holes are bone dry, nothing's wet. While Brian is finishing up with the plumbing, I'm gonna set up our stakes in the corners again and run the lines so that we can get all of the posts or the tubes centered so we can start backfilling the holes.
Yeah, backfill them dirty holes.
How's it going, Zoe?
It's going good. I got the line run teed off perfectly off the pegs right here.
Oh, sweet.
Coming up through the wall.
Look at that.
Coming back through here, and I'm about to make the connection. So we're about to have inducted water. I just have to see how long to make this next piece, and then we can see how it works.
What a great shot. Alright, not much to see here, kids. I'm gonna leave you with Brian.
17 inches. It's all elbows and assholes from here on out. There we go. I'm putting this ball valve shut off right here because if for some reason anything happens to the hose bib and it's a little leaky or whatever, then at least we'll be able to shut that off from here. So when we're not using the hose bib, we'll leave it in the off position. When we're using it, we'll just come right here and turn it on because it's just right here. Sorry. Sorry.
What else do we do?
Sorry. The only thing left we need to do is put a new filter in there, and then we should be ready to go. Ready to go, Erin.
We needed to set up something that would ensure that we have water, even on the snowiest, iciest days. It's not the best idea, at least in our minds, to be driving a 30,000 pound vehicle on icy mountain roads to go fill up the tanks to get water. So we got the Trailblazer, not just to go pick up water. We need it for running around and stuff. And as you saw, or as you've probably seen either in this video or another video, getting supplies and stuff in the bus kind of sucks now that we're living in it. It's really messy, and we're kind of sick of living in a tool shed. So
just kind of though.
Just kind of. We kind of like it also because we're dirt bags.
Yeah, we are.
But this idea here was to ensure that before we have rainwater catchment set up, that we always have a way to get water into our tank.
Oh,
so I think this is a pretty great idea. What do you think, Garcia?
I think it's a great idea there, Aaron.
One thing I don't like about the big blue filters is they are messy to change. Like, there's no easy way to not make a mess while you're doing it. At least I haven't found a way to easily change these without making a freaking mess.
Lucky it's just water. It's not like urine.
I know. All right, it is all set up. Everything is plumbed. So we're gonna have this valve in the on position, the open position, and this shut, the hose bib initially shut. The induction, we're gonna turn that to the on position. We're gonna shut tank to pump, leave that one shut. Make sure our connections here are tight. That still looks good. We're going to keep the filter one open for right now just because we need to fill the filters back up with water. Flow bypass is shut, and then main shutoff is now open so that this can charge the system at the same time. So next up, we need to take this hose and put it into the bucket.
Beep, beep.
All right, so in order to get the water in the tank, we're gonna put the pre-filter on the hose bib and then connect our potable water hose to the inlet. So we like to use the pre-filter when we're filling the tank. I know this is kind of a weird setup, and normally the pre-filter would be before the pump, but this is what we're working with, y'all. And then the end of this hose goes into the inlet. What this hose bib's also gonna allow us to do is if we need to use a garden hose for like mixing concrete, for instance, we'll be able to stretch a garden hose from this outlet.
Like we're doing today?
Yeah, like we're about to do. We can stretch the garden hose from this outlet and use our tank water for our water purposes for hydrating the concrete. All right, so there's that. That's just a 10-foot loop. All of these connections are nice and tight. Might set this here for the moment being.
Yeah.
There we go. Cool. So now theoretically, this should fill the tank when we turn the pump on and have this inside the pump or inside the bucket. So let's grab some buckets, line them up here, and
All right, I'll go grab them.
okay. Oh my gosh.
It's 5 gallons.
Start out with 3 of them here, and as we get these put into the tank, we'll go grab more. Okay. We get this one opened up.
This is exciting.
This is exciting. I got extra hose because I wasn't sure how far away we would want to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's like kinks in the hose are a pain.
yeah, and like the braided hose is fine for the amount of suction that we're using here.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of having like a PVC pipe like Randy Knapp had, but I think that this will not collapse.
We'll use what we got.
Yeah. Okay, so now we need to turn the pump on upstairs.
Oh, I can go do that.
And then this will start.
It's also not a science experiment if you don't do something different.
Yeah, exactly.
Do something different. Back outside. Is it working? Not yet. Is all the valves open that need to be open?
Find out here in just a second.
Sounds like it's doing something. Yeah, it's doing it!
Is it doing it?
Look at the waves in the water tank.
It's doing it.
It's doing it! Ha! High five! Don't leave me hanging!
I'm sorry, I was looking at the lines. It's actually doing it.
Holy shit. Way to go, Garcia. That's my baby.
All right, so this thing pumps at 4 gallons per minute. So a 5-gallon jug, I think this one's 5 gallons, should take, oh.
Keep it in the water. Just as long as it can pull water, it will. Oh, this is intense!
I'm so happy this is working.
Yes! Oh, we did think about that good idea together.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Upgrade. So I also cut this at an angle so that it can go all the way to the bottom.
Nice.
And I sized it so that it would go all the way to the bottom and I would know that it bottoms out right there.
Good job.
All right, let's try that.
Ta-da! Works perfectly.
We're back in business.
That's great. No problems now.
So with the back end higher, it tilts the water towards the front, and then I've got the wand going towards the front wall there. And now it's working real good.
Yay!
And then it doesn't get every inch of water out of there. And so once it's empty, then we'll dump it into one of the other buckets and just keep on at like the last little bit.
Sweet. Good job.
Thanks, babe.
This is super reassuring because last night we ran out of water. Lucky both of our water bottles were full and we had some extra water in the fridge. But you don't want to run out of water. So our goal is to keep these jugs in the car, and then every time that we go to town, we'll just fill them up and then bring them back, and we can keep topping up our tank. And yeah, it's really reassuring. Until we get a cistern, this is an awesome emergency plan. So thanks for the idea, Randy. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you're amazing humans, both of you.